Okay, well, welcome everyone to the 8th and last installment of Qigong, Neigong, and Shengong. So we will do the second Shengong today. I'd like to, before we begin, I'd like to just sort of explain a little something historically about the elements in this system. And I teach and practice a lot with earth, water, fire, air, space, and consciousness, which are considered the elements in Mahayana Buddhism, and probably some other systems. These Taoist elements are very, very old, and they're different. So the elements that they're working with in Chinese medicine, basically, and in Shengong to some extent, are earth, water, fire, metal, and wood. Okay, and this seems perplexing, or at least it did to me, until I sort of started learning some of these practices and understood why. But those elements, those 5 elements, are all coordinated with the organs and with the phases of the moon and the seasons, and it's a very, very complicated system, which I don't know. But I mention it just so you have a sense of this one of these Shengong practices. So earth, water, fire, metal, and wood. So the use of them in this one particular Shengong practice is, which we'll do later, is to create, to use an inner fire to boil water in an inner cauldron, which creates steam in the system. Okay, and the steam rises, and the Shen energy rises. And that's sort of how these elements fit into that. So I just wanted to give you the background on it, so it won't seem strange when we do it. So let's just first begin. Just loosen yourself up a little. And let's go into Trembling Mountain. Now, if you have a highly evolved auditory sense, if you're very musical, or if sound is important, you can I'm going to say visualize the sound, but that's not right. You can imagine sound with this. And some people imagine sort of ice, thin ice breaking off and falling off the body, shattering on the ground, or just some images of shedding, letting go, breaking free, releasing, and so on. And then the name of this is Trembling Mountain, which, of course, at first seems like a contradiction in terms, but it's not at all. Because mountains are trembling. In fact, all form is trembling. The ancients knew that long before the scientists discovered that molecules are vibrating and atoms are vibrating. Everything is vibrating. So it goes to one of the very basic yin and yang concepts, which is motion in stillness. So the mountain is stillness, the trembling is the motion. Okay, so what's impermanent in this is obvious. You feel it. But what's stable is the body is here, the breath is here, the alignment is here. And so that's the mountain. Okay. And then just reduce the movement. And you can see how an abbreviation of this movement is just this. So if you practice trembling mountain a number of times and you're used to it and you just go like this, there's tremendous benefit because it reminds the whole system of trembling mountain. Just by doing that, it comes back. Okay. Now another Shengong system we're going to work with is the inner fountain. And it goes both directions. So if we start with tree and spring, so up, 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 up. Okay. So this is like a fountain, isn't it? Going up and then all around, just like the old bubblers that you used to get a drink out of, or a fountain maybe you'd see in a park going up and falling. So it's rising energy all the way up to the universe and then falling energy. So this is the yin and yang of birth and death, or in breath and out breath. In breath, out breath. In physics, this is also the convection current. So this is the behavior of air in the atmosphere relative to temperature. It rises, it reaches a certain point, it falls. Or if you boil water in a pot, it rises up in the middle, then goes out to the edges and falls down and repeats. And if you did the magnet experiment in school in fifth grade or whatever it was, where you got a bar magnet and put paper on it and sprinkled iron filings on it, this is what you got. The North Pole and the South Pole and this connection. Okay. Good. Okay. And now let's reverse. With the breath. So in some cultures, spirituality is associated with rising, going up. That's why the steeples, the cathedrals, reaching up to heaven. this sort of rising. And then in Taoism, it's also there's the dropping energy, falling energy. There's the up energy, and there's the down, and it is a unity. The spirituality is about the unity and the balance, not going up and ascending uh, and leaving the earth, but connecting. Okay, very good. Okay, and let's come into the heart. Now, the heaven and earth are actually not separate because they combine in the human body and mind. So touching heaven, touching earth, one goes up, 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 stretch, stretch, stretch. The other goes down, stretch your fingers and point. So one hand is up in the cosmos, the other hand is down in the center of the earth. Okay. And now we bring those together. And now switch hands. So you can see this, the spiritual practice is reaching way, way up, being one with boundlessness, and way, way down, being one with form. And then bringing those together in the heart, in the body. And then repeat the other way. So there's definitely this rising energy, and there's definitely this downward energy, gravity. Okay, and then comes back together. Okay, and just breathe normally and really extend and imagine what it would feel like to have your upper arm be just light years long, just going out into the cosmos, and then the lower arm extending down into the center of the earth. And then when you're ready, then bringing these together into this sort of yin and yang, right and left, and now switching. So the spirituality is personal, it's in this body and mind, but it's also in the environment, because doing these movements, we're not only balancing yin and yang in the body, but also in the cosmos, according to the Taoists. So coming into balance with whatever is happening. Okay, good. Okay. And the other aspect of touching heaven, touching earth is extending out, 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 out. Extend left and right, very, very far. Okay, and all around. So it's also front and back. Okay, so this is describing a kind of a sphere. Extend out, out, connecting. Thich Nhat Hanh called it interbeing, connecting to all that is. And then bringing all of that into this being, into the heart. And then up and down. Okay, so it's up and down, and it's also all around. So this practitioner is not a thing, but rather a combination of these energies, rising, falling, radiating out, radiating in. Okay. 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 Now there's a practice in Shingon Buddhism called the honey of heaven, and this is based on Taoist. So we go out, look up, and then as the hands come down, it's like the body's like a pine tree, and we're bringing down this nectar of heaven down, coating this tree that and just smoothly going down the whole body. So this is to create ease in the body. Okay. And then the tree in autumn or the waterfall is similar, pointing up, and then bringing this down as if it's coming down through the body like a waterfall. And so this is enlivening the Neigong in the internal. The first one was more the body, the outer body, and this is the inner. So there's this waterfall sort of thing. But it's a waterfall of light. So we're collecting the light of the stars and bringing that down through the crown of the head and filling the body with the light of the stars. If you need inspiration, that's what this is designed for. So it's bringing down this boundless light and filling the body, but coming through the crown of the head. Okay, so that's from above. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a seat. Okay, and for this one, you want to make the Lanfa mudra, the dragons. Okay, and so this is creating the cauldron. This is extremely ancient Taoist practice. So first, the earth element, just feeling the body, the heaviness, the weight of the body. Okay. And now we feel and imagine as if there's fuel in the lower dantian, which they would call wood. That there's this storehouse of potential energy in the belly. So this is the wood. And then we're imagining a big cauldron, metal cauldron in the belly, sitting on the wood. Okay, and so be careful not to imagine it in the head. This is down in the belly, and sort of feel it, that there's this container. And the belly, of course, is moving with the breath, so you can always go to that. Okay, next, we bring down that waterfall and fill the cauldron with water, with the breath. So this comes down through, from boundlessness, it comes down through the body and fills this cauldron that's in the lower dantian. And next we imagine that the fire is lit, the wood is burning, and it's heating up the cauldron with the water in it. The breath is fanning the fire. And if ever the vision goes into your head, bring it down into the belly. Helps to cast your eyes down. So there's this energy in the lower dantian, this fire, this warmth. The wood is the fuel. It's heating up this big metal cauldron and causing the water to boil. Okay, and as the water's boiling, it's turning into steam. Okay, and with the in-breath, the steam that's created in the belly is moving upward and suffusing the whole body. So with the breath, there's this steam that's luminous and warm and penetrating every cell in the body. And the breath is driving all of this. And then as the steam penetrates every cell in the body, there's this intense relaxation. And it penetrates the brain, and it penetrates the mind. So the mind is this luminous fog or cloud. It penetrates the skin and radiates all around the body. So the waterfall brought the inspiration from above down into the belly, where it is then heated and penetrates the whole body mind, which is suffused with this light in the form of mist, fog, clouds. It's very peaceful. And this is the world between form and formlessness. So the light from above comes into the body and is heated in the belly and suffuses the body and the mind and radiates out. Okay, very good. And now allow it to clear. The breath is still going, the heat is still here, the abdomen, the container, everything is here, and now the fog has dissipated and it's clear. Okay, good. Now the next step is to visualize above the head whatever to you embodies higher consciousness. It can be a deity, it can be God, it can be the Great Mother, it can be the universe, whatever to you embodies the highest awakening. And visualize that some distance above you. It's there. Could be the Buddha. Okay, that's there. And with the next out breath, we're just going to effortlessly rise up and merge with it. We're one with it, the body's down there. We're actually one with this. And we can see all around. The body is directly below. And with the next in-breath, this being that we've merged with slowly comes down and fills the body. So we've merged with this being and the body. And then this is radiating. And this being fills the brain and the heart and the belly and the whole body. And this being is timeless and bigger than all space. And there's this deep feeling of love. And this same being is at the center of all other people, each in a unique kind of way. And they're all around us, extending infinitely in the net of Indra. If the mind wanders, just gently return to any of these elements or any of this process. Just gently return to it. Or just notice the sensations of breath and the body sitting. And maybe smile just a little bit. Okay. So the light of the universe is in the body. The sun, the moon, the galaxies that's all in the body. The body is extremely large. And there's an awareness of all of this. The awareness is sort of bigger than all of this. So just for fun, and just remember yourself as a young child. Just some memory, something you were doing, some place you were when you were little. The consciousness of that young child is exactly the same as this present moment consciousness. And the sense of the body, even though the body has changed dramatically, the sense of the body is the same. And the sense of the breath is the same. The spaciousness of the mind is the same. Thoughts coming and going, same. So there's something not subject to the passing of time. Okay. And so we each of us, one is this child, is this adult here, the light of the universe, the awareness of all of this. Okay, very good. Let's take a few more breaths. Okay, good. And then so just wiggling the toes a little, moving the fingers, feeling your body. And so we haven't gone anywhere, been here the whole time. All right. So how to access this? Many ways. Um, the liminal space between ordinary consciousness and expanded consciousness is the clouds or the fog. It's that's sort of the intermediate zone that is formless, but is present. Okay. So let's do a few practices regarding clouds. And this can be almost a warm-up practice here. Wave hands through clouds. So you might want to widen your stance. Connection of the hands, and then turning, switch, turn. So this simple movement, it's balancing left and right, it's balancing up and down, and it's as if we're moving through a cloud. And as we're breathing the cloud we're breathing it in and out. And so the clouds are all around, or the fog all around. It's luminous. And it's filling the body with the breath. Okay. And so we're in this expanded state and fully present in the body, doing this movement. Okay, good. Okay. And let's reduce the movement. And it's just a sense of the air in the body with the breath, and a sense of all the water in the body, Because that's what all this is. It's just this air and water mixing. And of course, there's moisture in it around us too. Okay, so this is that cloud state. Okay, now let's do parting the clouds. So sitting down, up, 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 up. At the top, turn the hands back to back. Get a sense of this verticality in all the clouds. And now we're going to part the clouds, and the sun is going to shine straight down through the body and all the way down into the ground. And repeat. And take your time. So the hands coming down is an out breath. And feel and imagine this boundless light coming down, 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 filling the body. Okay. So the clouds are here, the water, the air, the earth, way, way, way up. Part the clouds. And then that comes straight down and into the earth. So it's transforming the body and mind, but also the environment, because it's bringing down through the body this cosmic light down and into the ground. Okay, very good. Do two more. And flying crane. Okay, let's reduce the movements. Okay, and then take a seat again. And we'll just complete this sitting Qigong meditation of the Shengong And the practice is simply to remember what we have done, some part of it, and then recreate it without moving. Using the breath as the rhythm. And you can move your eyes if you like, but this is internalizing the physical movements. So as we come to the end of the class, just a sense of gratitude for those who have brought these practices through the ages, thousands of years. And to my teachers, Tricia Yu, Gabrielle Byers, Donna Silver, Shunyi Lin, Teacher Lee, Ken Cohen, and others. Gratitude for these practices. And we practice for the benefit of all beings, that the peace and wisdom within this body-mind may radiate out into the world in whatever way we move. Deep thanks also to Doug Brown and the Madison Taiji Center. And most of all, to all the practitioners who have walked this path in the past and walk with us in the present. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings everywhere be free. Okay. Well, let's do the removing glasses movement. And on the count of three, we'll clap one time. 1, 2. Thank you so much for your presence, for your practice. And I will return with more classes in the fall and with a half-day retreat too with Don and Suzanne. So, any questions or comments about any of this?
When you imagine the metal cauldron, I assume it's metal.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you, what type of metal?
I don't know.
I mean, I imagine it doesn't matter particularly, but
Yeah, I was never instructed what type. Uh,
at first
it
I was with cast iron, and then I thought, well, what would it be like if it were brass? What would it be like if it were copper, with the copper, with the, then, you know, that's getting up into the fire.
or gold, with silver, whatever, or it could be some unknown metal, unnamed.
So, you know, like,
It could be clay,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. I think the imagery is just helpful, at least for a lot of people. It's helpful, but play with it, it's the idea of suffusion. That's the thing. Suffusion with this light and warmth, and we really associate warmth with love. I think it comes from the womb. It's just really fundamental, warmth and love. And so we're building this warmth. We're increasing the warmth and making the water into steam, which is very diffuse. It's transformative. So whatever way you want to use to get there, like I taught it the way it was taught to me, but I just go right to the steam personally. I mean, after a while, it just doesn't seem necessary. It's just the steam, because it's the sense of suffusion. And the Buddha taught this too 2,600 years ago. It's that specific thing of suffusing the body with various positive emotions. But there's something about suffusing the body that makes it much more real than just experiencing a thought or an emotion or something. It's the fusion of the body. That's sort of my interpretation of it from studying the Dharma. But that's a different system. But so what? Okay. So whatever metal your pot is. Yeah. Great. Anybody else? Yeah.
Two comments from Zoom.
Okay.
From Zoe to everyone, I think she speaks for all of us. Thank you, Stephen.
My pleasure.
And from Tracy to everyone, and again, I think she speaks for everyone. Thanks so much, dear Stephen, for giving us a sense of wonder and belonging in a world that needs so much peace and community.
Yeah.
And to Doug, who helps the miracle of Zoom happen for us. Have a wonderful summer, everyone. Tracy.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah. And the miracle of this Taiji Center space too.
Lavinia adds, thank you, see you in the fall.
Oh, okay, Lavinia, so great. Okay, anything else? All right, well, this has been a joy, and I'm just so happy to be able to transmit a lot of these ancient teachings that people have brought, that have given to me, that have been useful. I have found them to be very useful, and I'm hoping you will too. See you around.